Today we're taking a look at the NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So here is my betting suggestion for San Antonio Spurs versus Detroit Pistons match. Detroit sits at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, tied with the Orlando Magic at 18-40. The franchise will have to wait another season to potentially win a playoff game, which they have not done since 2008 to 2009. In the Western Conference playoff picture, San Antonio is in 10th with an even 28-28 record. They hold a commanding 3.5 game lead over New Orleans for the final play-in spot. The Spurs have won 2 straight games on the road, 111-85 Sunday in Phoenix and 109-94 Monday in Indiana. In the most recent contest, San Antonio was able to jump out to a 15-point lead after the first quarter and held under the differential the rest of the way. Derek White scored a game-high 25 points for the Spurs. The Pistons last played Monday night at home and defeated the not much better 20-37 Cleveland Cavaliers. Detroit held on to win a close one 109-105 despite entering the fourth quarter with an 8-point lead and surrendering it at 1 point. The Pistons have been low on troops and low on confidence lately as they're coming into this one fresh off a loss to the Mavericks, while the Spurs were starting to turn their season around before getting stopped by the Heat last night. The San Antonio Spurs have been in decent shape lately as they've won 4 of their past 7 games, but they will be hoping to bounce back after getting routed by the Heat in a 107-87 home loss last night. DeMar DeRozan led the team in scoring with 15 points, Derek White added 13 points with 7 assists, while DeJounte Murray chipped in with 11 points, but no other player finished in double figures in scoring. As a team, the Spurs shot just 40% from the field and 10 of 35 from the three-point line as they got off to a solid start to take the narrow lead going into halftime, before getting completely blown out in the second half where they were outscored by 56-34. Rudy Gay scored just 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, while Keldon Johnson scored just 9 points on 3 of 8 shooting. The Detroit Pistons need a win after losing 5 of their last 7 games. The Detroit Pistons are averaging 107.6 points on 44.9% shooting and allowing 111.3 points on 47.8% shooting. Jeremy Grant is averaging 22.4 points and 4.7 rebounds, while Josh Jackson is averaging 13.4 points and 2.1 assists. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Antonio -8. Now here is my betting suggestion for Chicago Bulls versus Charlotte Hornets match. The Charlotte Hornets played the New York Knicks and walked away from this one with a loss by a score of 109-97 in their last game. Charlotte finished the game having earned a 45.3% FG percentage, 39 of 86, and knocked down 16 of their 39 shots from beyond the perimeter. At the free throw line, the Hornets converted 3 of 8 attempts for a percentage of 37.5%. In reference to pulling down rebounds, they earned a total of 39, with 11 of them being of the offensive sort. They also recorded 26 assists in this contest, as well as creating 9 turnovers and getting 6 steals. The Chicago Bulls have been in a real slump as they've lost 12 of their past 17 games, and they will be hoping to bounce back after last night's 121-105 road loss to the Cavaliers. Lauri Markkanen led the team in scoring with 16 points off the bench. Kobe White and Thaddeus Young each scored 14 points, while Thomas Satoransky chipped in with 13 points off the bench, but no other player finished in double figures in scoring. As a team, the Bulls shot 49% from the field and 13 of 37 from the three-point line, but they just left themselves too much ground to make up after getting outscored by 34-12 in the first quarter. Nikola Vucevic had a night to forget as he scored just 9 points on 4 of 12 shooting, while Garrett Temple scored just 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting. The Charlotte Hornets need a win after losing 5 of their last 6 games. The Charlotte Hornets are averaging 110 points on 45.8% shooting and allowing 111.4 points on 46.7% shooting. Terry Rozier is averaging 20.7 points and 3.9 assists, while Devonte Graham is averaging 14.1 points and 2.6 rebounds. Malik Monk is the third double-digit scorer, and PJ Washington is dishing 2.6 assists. The Charlotte Hornets are shooting 37.7% from beyond the arc and 76.8% from the free throw line. The Charlotte Hornets are allowing 36.9% shooting from deep and are grabbing 43.8 rebounds per game. Chicago has a record of 24-33 for the year. Chicago has earned 6,383 points for the season, 112.0 per contest, and they snag 44.5 boards per game. The Bulls have committed 19.1 fouls every game, and they connect on 80.3% from the charity stripe. As an offense, the Bulls are hitting on 47.9% from the floor, which is 8th in basketball. They are dishing out assists 26.8 times per contest, 6th in the league, and they cough up possession 15.4 times per game. The Bulls on defense are ranked 19th in the NBA in PPG, given up with 113.2. The Charlotte Hornets are still a banged-up team that's playing their worst ball of the season and losing their last 5 games by an average of 8 points. However, the Bulls have lost 6 of their last 8 games and are on the end of a back-to-back. My betting advice for that game is to pick Charlotte +3. Now here is my betting suggestion for Dallas Mavericks versus Los Angeles Lakers match. The Lakers head to Dallas to take on the Mavericks in the first game of a 2-game miniseries between these two teams. Anthony Davis is expected to make his long-awaited return to a Lakers team that has held its own in his absence. The Mavericks played last night and defeated the Pistons, but they have struggled on no rest this season. Will they ruin AD's return as they seek to avoid the Western Conference play-in tournament? The Lakers have been hit hard by injuries this season, but they will receive a shot in the arm with Anthony Davis expected to return for this game. The Lakers are now 35-23 for the season after they were beaten 111-97 in their previous game. The Lakers are still the owners of the best defense in the league, and they hold their opponents to just 107.3 points per 100 possessions. They've done this despite missing both Davis and LeBron James for a significant portion of the season. AD's return can only help though, as he has a plus 8.7 point differential and is A+ on both sides of the court. One thing I'm curious to see is how the Lakers manage the minutes and rotations with AD, Drummond, Gasol, and Montrezl Harrell. Someone is going to be losing a bit of playing time, but it should give the Lakers a bit more flexibility as they move towards the playoffs. I'd expect to see them stagger AD and Gasol so there are fewer minutes with just Drummond and Harrell on the floor, considering they are weaker defensive players. Regardless, the Lakers will be thrilled to have Davis back even in a limited capacity. The Mavericks have been sitting Kristaps Porzingis in back-to-back sets, but they have not been consistently doing so in every situation. Keep an eye on his status using our Labs Insiders tool. If he does not play, Maxi Kleber is unable to go after exiting Wednesday's game due to a back injury. The Mavericks will be very thin in the frontcourt. Considering they both are listed as questionable, there's a decent chance one or both misses this contest. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are 4-1 ATS in their last 5 road games. The Mavericks are 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games, playing on 0 days rest, and 0-5 ATS in their last 5 games overall. The over is 6-2 in Lakers' last 8 overall. The under is 20-8 in Mavericks' last 28 overall. The Lakers are 4-1 ATS in the last 5 meetings in Dallas and 6-1 ATS in the last 7 meetings. The Dallas Mavericks have been in a rut as they've lost 4 of their last 6 games, but they were able to snap out of it with a 127-117 home win over the Pistons last night. Luka Doncic led the team with 30 points, 10 rebounds and 9 assists. Jalen Brunson added 20 points with 5 assists off the bench, while Kristaps Porzingis chipped in with 19 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 218. Good luck to all of you.